What's up everyone, it's Sprometheus, and today I'm coming at you with a highly requested video about steaming and pouring latte art with alternative milks. So I grabbed two of my favorites, and they are from Califia Farms. So I picked these two as my favorites because not only are they relatively easy to come by, but also they steam really well. They work pretty well for latte art. You know, they basically steam very similarly to the whole milk, but there's just a little bit of a tweak that I make in here that I'll talk about when I get to steaming them. And first up is the Barista Blend Almond Milk. So this is the red label, which means it's sweetened, but it's not super sweet. It just has a little bit of a nice sweet note to it. I prefer that over the all-natural unsweetened version, but overall it's kind of up to you. They're going to steam very similarly. So like it says, you got to shake it and then we're going to steam it up. No tricks here right now. We're just going to purge our wand, and the other key is going to be placement. So just off center, no matter how you hold your pitcher is fine with me, but you want to make sure that you have nice off center, then a little bit of an angle to get that nice whirlpool going. Same thing with whole milk. So I like to add just a tad bit more air when it comes to the almond milk, maybe one quick rip extra than I would normally do for whole milk, because it gives it just a little bit more texture. And right now we're going to take a look at the surface. So I find that almond milk always does this. I've never been able to steam it to where it comes out nice and clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to surf it or clean it up. I'll give it a few quick taps, swirl it, a few more quick taps, and eventually it really smooths out. Pouring it is going to be almost the same as whole milk, but you want to just be a little more gentle because it just is a little more flowy. You'll notice that it just kind of likes to do its own thing, so you want to really make sure you're controlling that pitcher and that spout and everything's nice and straight, or else it'll start kind of getting a mind of its own. And now we get to the industry sweetheart, your favorite oat milk. So this one's gotten crazily popular lately. See it in all cafes, whether it's Califia Farms, Oatly, Minor Figures. I've tried them all, and this one is the one I prefer, mainly because the foam and the way it steams and creates texture is just very, very close to whole milk. It's got a nice smoothness to it. Some of them kind of have a really cardboardy sort of flavor when you steam them. This one is just nice and clean. At least that's my opinion. So let's pull a shot and steam this one up. Like usual, we're going to purge our wand, and then we're going to make sure the placement is correct. Just like every other milk, you want to be just off center and have your pitcher at a slight angle to create the whirlpool. So we're going to turn on this steam. We're going to kind of build it up slowly until we get a nice spin going, and then we're going to enter basically the same amount of air we put in with the almond milk. You want to add just a little bit more than whole, just to kind of build that texture, because it just doesn't have that fat content that whole milk does. So once it's at the right temperature, which is key, and I'll talk about that later, we're going to stop, purge, and we're going to pour. One of the key takeaways I have with oat milk is I let it sit for about 30 to 45 seconds and give it a quick swirl. I feel like that creates a nice level of texture. So same with the almond milk, make sure you're pouring a little bit gently. You'll notice it's still pretty flowy. It's just not quite as heavy foam as whole milk is, but it still pours relatively similar. Last but not least, let's talk temperature. So with any oat milk, almond milk, soy milk, any alternative, temperature is going to be key. They're going to heat up a lot faster than whole milk because they won't have that fat content, and that means they will burn more easily, and when they do burn, they taste awful. So make sure that you're comfortable gauging temperature, or at least using a thermometer when you're steaming alternative milks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell button for notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Sprometheus for contests and hints at the next video, my blog at Sprometheus.com, and as always, stay caffeinated, pony boy.